Hello, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Heather. Tonight we're going to do eye of round marinating steak, and we're going to put asparagus and a pepper in it with lots of lovely spices. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to saute the pan. We're going to put some of this in the pan, some butter. Actually, it's margarine, pardon me. And it'll melt and just be lovely. There we go, lots of margarine. Alright, see how it's crackling? It'll be a nice buttery texture anyway. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to prep the steaks, first of all, because the steaks are important. And what we're going to do is we're going to dust them with some light lemon and chicken spicings. Very light because Mom's got a sensitive stomach. You see what I'm doing here. Putting some lemon and chicken spice. And we're going to go, since I'm Canadian by birth, we're going to go with some Montreal steak spice, which ought to pizzazz the crap out of it a little bit. Dad would be proud. I'm just going to do that. And then we're going to do it to the other one as well, because I've got two here, and two, it's much better than one because, and you see I'm doing this with my finger, I'm rubbing it along the steak just so all of it gets doused. And we're going to put some lemon spice. We're just rubbing this along our fingers, and there's some of that. We're going to rinse our hands off. And now we're going to put it in, which you get to see. And then we're going to turn the temperature down and cook it slower. And while that's doing, we're going to shake off the cutting board and rinse it. Wipe the counter and clean up the meat. And throw everything away because that's what we need. A neat kitchen! The kitchens that are messy are pigsties. Anyway, now we're going to move on to this. The asparagus. We're just going to leave this on because we don't need it all, and we're going to use a bread knife because it's thick. And it cuts through the business. And I don't think we're going to use these white parts. We're not going to use those because those are gross. But we are going to cut another layer. I'm going to throw these in the pot. You can see that. And you know, we might as well, we'll use the ends. It doesn't matter. And I'll just put a little more in. Lovely. Make sure all the asparagus is off the steak in the butter so it has a chance to soak. Alright, now we're going to rinse off our knife again. Flip the cutting board over and chop a pepper. A red pepper to be exact, because they give flavor. They give a lot of flavor. Orange peppers do too. But for the sake of time, and for the sake of the time I have in the kitchen, we're going to do a red one and then see where we are. Oh, look at those, honestly. Well, we're going to pour these all in at once. See an effect. I'm going to have them a bit long. And we're not even going to waste the head of the pepper. It's just going to be a nice little red pepper. And when you're using a pepper, it's important to use as much as the pepper as you can, so there's no waste, because waste is bad. Waste is very, very bad in cooking. And I'm not going to go into the starving children bit, because you already know it. And food is somewhat scarce in different parts of the world. So whenever you cook, got to be wise about that. Alright. Now the peppers aren't chopped perfect, but they'll still cook well. We'll just chop them in. Now we'll send them into a nice, lovely and I'll just use a knife to make sure. And in the meantime, while we're waiting to check on that other side, clean up our mess a little bit. We'll clean up our mess and then we'll check on the steak and spice it. Because we've always got to clean up our mess. And you know, for the sake of things, I'll just add another thing of asparagus, because asparagus is cool. And the rest I can use for burritos or some such stuff. So we'll put our cooking things away. We'll put the food away that we've used, because it's so important to clean up one's mess. Alright. Now we're going to check on the steak. Promise you, you will not be disappointed. I'm back. We're going to check the steaks, because you know my camera sometimes craps out on me. We're going to check the steak. Oh, those vegetables look nice. Going to flip it. Oh, it's actually not ready to be flipped yet. So we'll do that, and we'll spice the actual, put some parsley in there. You know, I think parsley would be a really good idea, just light flecks. Because you don't want to overdo it, and some dillweed and some pepper, some oregano. I mean, you really don't want to overdo it. Some oregano, a dab of crushed red pepper because this stuff can get spicy. And there we go. That's all our spices that we're going to use this time, because my mother's digestive system will go nuts if I use lots of spices. But we've got something fun. We've got bacon bits. And we're going to do these. These are imitation bacon flavored bits. So we're going to pour a whole ton of these on just because. Steak and bacon. Alright, time for the cleanup. I mean, this is it, steak. And there's not really much to it this time. Usually I cook complex meals, but the steak can sometimes be complex in itself, depending on what you put on it. You know? And we could almost, no, we shouldn't add more vegetables, because then I'll just be asking for trouble. However, we can do something with the asparagus we have left, if you wish. But I don't think that would be a good idea either, because, oh, you know what? Here we go. We can do something with this. A cold little yam. We can do something with this. We can chop this up and heat it and throw it in there. We're just going to clean up our station first, because it's rather unsightly. And I've got to get my peeler. We're going to use the peeler. And funny enough, I keep my peeler in my purse, I think. I'm hoping it's in there. I just got this peeler as a gift a long time ago, and I never took it out of the purse. Hoping I took it out. We're going to do some nice little justice to these yams here. We're going to get a board, a fresh board. Fresh board, because the one we're using is already in the sink. I'm going to wipe off the dirt here. We're going to peel this yam a bit with this cute little peeler. Have you ever just gone and looked in your fridge for things you could just put together into a meal? I really haven't before. This is the first time I've done it. But I think I owe it to the people who watch the cooking episodes to really just put in effort into making something that will be likable. Excuse me. Alright, now that we have our yam peeled, we're going to put these all on the cutting board. Throw them away. Although yam skins might be very interesting. Why not just pour the skins in and mix them in? Yam skins would be interesting as heck. Alright. There we go. Now we're going to chop this yam out with just yam skins in the... It'd be very interesting. Now we're going to chop this guy up into these little pieces here because they're cute that way. They might get a little big, and then you can put them in half. Yam chips. You know, just chop them in half or maybe in quarters depending on what you feel. Chop them in nice halves, just neat little halves. Alright. And then you put them in this. Maybe that'll actually look good. I have no idea. And my phone was vibrating just then, so I'm going to be off camera for a minute to answer it. You called? Okay, when? Not yet. I'll phone. How about I phone you when it's ready? Because then the video will be done and you won't be interrupting it. I found a yam in there, so I threw that in there. And I used the yam skins. Okay. Hey. Okay, love you, bye. Well, you guys can do that. I'm cooking. Bye. Love you, bye. Sorry about that. Mom loves to phone and Mom loves to just... I love Mom. Now we're just going to add some Montreal chicken spice because... You know, Montreal is probably a great city. I'd love to go there if I could afford it, but maybe I will be able to afford it at some point. Are these vegetables getting cooked? Not enough spices, I don't think. But other than that, Yeah, there's some peppers, asparagus, bacon bits, margarine, and yam skins and yam pieces, along with the steak, so it's bloody good. But you know what? I'm going to add some more seasoning to the vegetables just because I don't think there's enough. So I'll just put some lemon and pepper steak. Some lemon and pepper spice around the steak. Pardon me. And we'll just be very, very careful because we don't want to overspice things a bit. A bit more. Oh. Okay. And maybe a tiny bit of Greek spice, just because I think Greek spice is cool. Apparently Mom's bringing a friend home for dinner tonight, so I get to try that cooking out on not only myself, but 2 other people. Isn't that sweet? Anyway, I'm just going nuts throwing out these cooking videos. But since she said she was bringing somebody home, we need to somehow even out these steaks. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to chop on this. We're going to chop one or two in half. So we need to rinse a cutting board. We need to rinse the cutting board and pluck one of the steaks out. Bigger one, probably. And there. We gotta cut each into 3 pieces and then put them back. Because that way it's fair. There's 6 pieces for 3 people, so they can each have 2 pieces of steak. It's not exactly even, but whatever. Even as they're gonna get. And they're small portions, so that's good, right? That will get taken care of. Okay, alright. And it's getting nearly cooked. It's actually tasting really good. You know what? I think we're ready for a taste test of said steaks. I got a little piece off this one. Getting there. But it needs more spice. Oh my gosh. Hello, I'm back. Well, forgive me for that. The camera sort of crapped out and I had to go fix it. And what I mean by crapped out is the time limit ran out. So we're going to do some more tastings. It's too big of a piece for me. Ouch. Well, obviously it's getting good. It's getting hot. But honestly, do you like the process of it? I mean, crap, it's so easy to do something fun with steak. But in order for cooking to be fun, you have to make it fun. You can't just cook something without any passion and creativity, or you've got to make it fun. Because if you like the cooking process, you're more likely to like the food and be proud of the food that you've made. So, it's probably and now that it's getting close to being done, we're gonna scoop it on the plate. Maybe first we're going to drain some of the butter in a strainer. Just a little bit, enough of the butter so that there's not excess. Excuse me. Actually looks very, very good. And what we're going to do, it's a very complicated process actually. It actually looks really good. We're going to do it this way. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm taking spoonfuls. I'm taking spatulafuls of the food, putting it in the strainer so that there's not a big mess and so that we don't waste. And you can eat this with just about anything. You can eat it with bread, or biscuits, or anything else. And now it looks safe enough that we can just dip it in there. And I've just got to scrape out this so we don't waste nothing. Waste anything, as my knowledge. Shake it out a bit so that the excess butter comes off, and then we plate it. We've got to be especially careful about plating it because there's steak underneath all of these wonderful items. I mean, you have to find this steak a little bit, but not really. Alright. Seems like the butter's dribbling off because there's a piece of vegetable that refuses to go away. So we'll just make the steak a bit obvious so that eaters can find it. There we go. Good, that's very good. Yay! Alright, this is our meal. Steak with succulent sides. And then we turn the stove off, and then we go into a close-up of the lovely meal. Steak with succulent sides. Sauteed succulent sides. Alright, I'm cooking. This is Cooking with Heather. Wishing you a succulent evening. A lovely, safe, sober, succulent evening. Bon appetit.